I'm gonna break down the exact steps on how I went from being broke, working a job in high school, to now being 18 years old, making $60,000 per month profit with my own online business. What's up guys, my name is Cameron Howard. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and if you've already watched my previous video, welcome back. This video is going to be an absolute banger. And as just a disclaimer, I'm not here to flex on you guys. I'm not here to go and tell you how I did these amazing things, because here's the thing, when I first started my online business, if I watched a video just like this, it would have helped me out so much. And I think a video like this can inspire so many people. And guys, don't think I'm trying to brag with anything that I tell you. I want you guys just to understand all of the difficulties in my business journey that I faced and how I overcame them. And the best part about this video and my story is that I'm going to get personal with you guys. You see, I'm not telling you how my brands went from 0 to 6+ figures and everything like that, right? I'm telling you everything that I faced in high school, you know, how people treated me, everything like that. Because at the end of the day, being an entrepreneur is hard. You're not gonna have too many people there for you, and I really want you guys to understand that. Because having the right mindset in business is absolutely key when just starting out. It's going to be so crucial for you guys to watch until the end, because honestly, this video is breaking down not only business, but life situations and stuff that you guys can learn from, and so you don't make the same mistakes as I did. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So to start off with my childhood, I didn't come from any rich parents. I didn't get anything handed to me, but my parents were pretty middle class. At the end of the day, my parents were like 99% of parents. They wanted me to go to college, they wanted me to get a degree, and they wanted me to get a really good job after. So throughout all my grade school, middle school, all that stuff, I was very focused on getting the highest grades and being the best student that I could be. Because we were all taught that school is the most important thing. So while in grade school and in middle school, obviously, you know, I spent a lot of my time studying, everything like that, getting the best grades possible. But really, I didn't care too much about my future. I was really just doing school because my parents told me that I had to get good grades. And if I wasn't doing schoolwork or studying, I was actually playing World of Warcraft, one of my favorite video games. But when I really started caring about my life was honestly when I was around 12 or 13. At this age, I knew that money was pretty important. So I did a lot of odd jobs. I cut grass, I shoveled snow. So during all the seasons, I was actually making some money. And at one point when I was 13, I was actually making $125 every single week, because I was actually cutting 5 yards every single week for $25 each. So between the ages of around 12 to 14, I was making $500 per month. And at that age, I think that was pretty good money. But what was pretty unique to me was I actually did not spend any of that money on anything. I don't know why, but I just saved all that money. I opened up a bank account with my parents, and I legit just put all the cash in the bank account. Because at that young age, I knew that I didn't need anything to spend money on, but I knew that I'd need it in the future. So why not spend it now? I should go save it because I can have it later when I'm older, maybe for a car, but ultimately for college. I knew that college was very, very expensive, so I just started saving away at it. But after doing those odd jobs for about 3 to 4 years, right when I turned 15, something kind of sparked in me. And honestly, it really wasn't until I was 15 that I knew that, you know, I wanted to do something different. I really didn't want to go on the same route as everyone else. And I don't know why it suddenly just, you know, clicked, but I was really just seeing a lot of people on social media making money online. They were doing all these businesses, and I'm like, how are people doing this for a living? I thought that college was the only way to make money and, you know, get a good job, and then that's really the only route that I had. But being 15, I knew that I needed money in order to do this stuff. So I actually I got a job at this place called Romulo's, and this place was just some Greek restaurant. I was making around $8 an hour, bussing tables, right? I was the busboy. And honestly, I didn't really care. I was seeing money and I was okay with it. And mind you, while doing all this stuff, I was still doing AP classes, right? You know, I was working, and I was also doing track year round, right? I was doing cross country, indoor track, outdoor track, all that good stuff. But I then realized that why am I working so hard for something that that I just don't even want to do. I was doing all my school, everything like that, just to make my parents happy. You know, everyone's different. I personally just didn't really like school. And this was when I found a way to start making some money online. So my first business was actually running an Instagram theme page. Now, if you don't know what an Instagram theme page is, it's pretty much just a page where you start posting a lot of content, right? Interesting content, everything like that. And you start building a social media following based on your platform. And typically with those pages, right, you're able to sell, you know, shout outs, promotions, you know, a lot of things. And the way that I got started doing this right before I turned 16 was actually paying a mentor. I paid him like $750 and he taught me the in and outs of everything. And obviously I was very interested in business, so I went about and started a business theme page. So I did this business theme page for about 2 to 3 months full time. I made a couple $1,000s and obviously I was very happy doing that, right? I did that when I was 15 years old, but at the end of the day, I knew people were making so much more money than just, you know, a couple $1,000s for 3 months of work. And now this is where the real fun stuff comes through. I started my first drop shipping store. So I actually heard of drop shipping through just social media, everything like that. So I decided to start a jewelry store. So my first store was just a jewelry store, everything like that. But honestly, like, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was trying to go on YouTube and look for just a lot of videos that could help me. And obviously there were a lot of videos that helped me, but I just didn't see like a clear-cut guide on how to become successful with the business model. So my first store was a complete flop. I spent around $2,000 on Facebook ads and I legit got maybe 1 or 2 sales. Why did I continue to spend all that money legit giving it to Mark Zuckerberg, running my Facebook ads? I don't know why, right? But having that being, you know, my first dropshipping store, I got very emotionally attached to it. I was thinking if this store didn't work out, I don't think I could do another one. So boom, that's $2,000 down the drain. And about this time, I was 16 years old, and actually what I did was I got a job at Starbucks. So I actually quit my first job, got the job at Starbucks, and I was making some pretty decent money. I was making around $500-ish every 2 weeks, right? That's not bad, especially while being 16 in school and still doing sports year round. So about 2 to 3 months of working at Starbucks, I finally saved up enough money. I had about $3,000 saved up. And I knew that I wasn't gonna go and make the same mistake as I did the first time. So what I personally did was I actually found someone on Instagram. He looked very transparent, very authentic, and I DM'd him and I told him, I said, bro, teach me everything you know. I will pay whatever. I just want to know how you're living, how you're doing all this crazy stuff at 18. And obviously it's very crazy to me because I just saw this guy on Instagram. I had no idea who he was. I just saw that he was legit living the life that I wanted to, right? He wasn't flashing stuff, but he was literally living the life that I could always dream of. So without hesitation, we got on a call. I told him, I said, bro, teach me everything. And I actually went and I paid him $2,500 for him to teach me. Now that was pretty much about all my money that I worked for in Starbucks for about 3 months. And to be honest, I really don't know why I was so willingly to go and give up that money and just give it to someone random over the internet. But I just had that gut feeling that it was the right thing to do, so I went for it. And sure enough, it did pay off because in the first 3 months of us actively selling, I actually had my first 6-figure dropshipping store just at the age of 16. And what's crazy was that this store was actually a women's clothing store. I knew that I couldn't mess up just like my first store, so I spent over a month and a half just trying to develop the website, develop the Instagram, and really try to put my all into it. Because I knew that if I put my time and energy at the start of something, that I would be rewarded. And that's exactly what happened. So with this first store, throughout the time, I was making a couple $1,000s a week at the start, but I knew this was gonna be a banner store. And actually, this is a screenshot of my store on my first 25 days selling. And with this, we were using a lot of free traffic methods on Instagram. So out of this around $14,000, the first 25 days, our profit was around 6 to 7K. I instantly knew this was the best business model, and this is something I wanted to do for a long time. So as you can see here, the first store did about $177,000. And doing this at the age of just 16 was just absolutely crazy. So between the ages of 16 and 17, I was pretty much doing everything the same. I was working at Starbucks, I was running dropshipping stores, and eventually by the time I turned 17, I did around $300,000 in sales. And something that's very interesting interesting is that I was still working at Starbucks while doing all this stuff. For one, my parents actually didn't know I was doing this, but two, I wanted to take all the money that I had from Starbucks and put it back into my business, testing different ad strategies, testing different platforms for my ads on, testing influencers, literally everything that I could to try to find the right method. And in reality, all that stuff did pay off. So now going into my senior year at 17 years old, I knew that I had to be very serious about my entrepreneurial journey. And as I said before, I was doing 3 sports a year. I was in AP classes, right? I was an overall very well-rounded student. But little did people know that I had a lot bigger dreams than just going to college and kind of just going along that 9-to-5 path. And obviously working a 9-to-5, that's completely fine, but that's just not something I wanted to do. So what I did is I sacrificed. I dropped track, I dropped cross country, I dropped all my sports so I could spend that time working on my online business. And on top of that, I knew I had to build the right mindset in order to be successful. And this is where I want to lead to the point of talking about sacrifice. And this is the stuff that not a lot of people will tell you when they're talking about their journey. I sacrificed everything. I sacrificed sports, I sacrificed clubs that I was interested in, and I sacrificed friends. If people didn't have the same vision as me, I simply just didn't want to be around with them, because I knew that if I only surrounded myself with the people that had the same mindset, the same goals, that I would be at that next level as fast as possible. But if I really surrounded myself with the people that weren't motivated, they were lazy, I just knew that it would slow me down. So yes, sacrifice is needed if you want to get to the point where you want to be at faster. So heading into my senior year, this was actually where people started noticing that I was, doing big things, I was building businesses, all that stuff. To be completely honest, letting people know that I was doing this business was probably one of the worst mistakes that I've ever made in my entire life, because now I was getting that attention that I didn't like. All the quote-unquote high school kids were trying to talk to me. They're saying, yo, Cam, how are you doing this business, man? Put me on, put me on. Obviously, if you're an entrepreneur, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And dealing with all this stuff really messed with my headspace. So honestly, with all that going around, I say to myself, I limited the people that I talked to just one person. And honestly, for all senior year, I was just in my zone. I was working on my businesses. I wasn't going out to parties. I wasn't going hanging out with friends, because I knew that I had a vision greater than everyone else. And that also leads to the point what I said before: sacrifice. If you want to be successful, you need to sacrifice friends, you need to sacrifice fun, you need to sacrifice partying. That's something that you probably don't want to hear, but it's something that you need to hear. But anyway, I was just testing a lot of new things. I was building multiple 6-figure stores. I was building stores that did over $50,000 the first 2 weeks, everything like that. I was really in the zone. So during senior year, that's when COVID hit, everything like that. And we started just being at home, not doing too much with school. And that's when I truly took my business to the next level. At this time, I just turned 18. I quit my job. I knew that I was going to be doing business full time. So during this time of being home, I was doing stores, doing 4 to 5K a day consistently, just racking up some pretty good numbers. And 2020 was honestly the year that completely changed who I am. I really found my true self, who I was as a person, and what I wanted to be. And with that, I also found the right people to be around. So throughout 2020, I was traveling, I was meeting new people, I was networking with a lot of people in the e-commerce space. And during all this stuff, I was making anywhere between $20,000 and $30,000 profit per month. Obviously, some months higher, some months lower, but around average $20,000 to $30,000 per month. And with meeting the right people, being in the right headspace, I actually had one of my most successful stores at the end of 2020. In this store, I was hitting 6-figure weeks, I was hitting 20 to 30K days, I was absolutely balling out. But results like this did not come with a light amount of work. It took me 2 years to get to the point where I was doing numbers like these. So my most successful store 2020 hit over $500,000 in sales. And by the end of 2020, I was networking with the right people, meeting a ton of people in the e-commerce space, and I really found who I was as a person. So now, a couple months later, I'm in Miami, I moved out, and I'm having the time of my life. And I can truly say that now, me being in my own place, the amount of work that I put in, building up new businesses, I couldn't be any happier than where I am today. But one thing that I want to say is that I couldn't have done it without the people that were right by my side. Whether it was mentors, people that were very close to me, family. If it wasn't for all of them, I don't think I'd be in this position today. But at the end of the day, I knew what I wanted for myself. I didn't listen to the haters. I didn't listen to the people that told me that I couldn't do it. I knew what I wanted and I went for it. So now, just about turning 19, I'm making around $60,000 per month profit. And it's pretty crazy to say, because if you told my Starbucks self when I was working, making $500 every 2 weeks, that 2 years later I was gonna be making $60,000 per month, I would tell you that you're probably crazy. And I'd probably tell you to get me out of this dream, because I did not think that was possible. But you truly don't know how much potential that you hold unless you go out there and you really get it. So currently now, I'm building e-commerce brands, I'm actively investing in the stock market, and I'm actually trying to build a couple more businesses along with everything. So now I want to break down exactly how I'm making $60,000 per month profit. For one, I'm averaging around $20,000 to $30,000 per month profit with my e-commerce brands. And this is mainly the bulk of my income. And on top of that, I'm currently actively selling in the stock market, making anywhere between $15,000 to $30,000 per month. But with trading, I'm fairly new to it and I'm just getting started, but I'm trying to take that to honestly be making 6 figures per month with it. And then a third stream of income is I'm actually an owner of an agency. And this agency is something that I kind of do on the side. It doesn't take too much work, but I'm currently making around $5,000 to $10,000 per month with it. And on top of that, I do have the little things like affiliates, sponsors, all that stuff. But to really wrap things up, I want to tell you guys that if you have a goal, you need to go chase it. Because no matter what people tell you, you know what you want. And if I would have listened to the people that told me that I couldn't do it, this wasn't for me, I need to go to college, I need to get a job, I would not be talking to you guys and I wouldn't be in this position where I am at today. But getting into a position like this is nowhere near easy. As I said before, it takes time, it takes a ton of sacrifice. I really want to get you guys to understand that sacrifice is needed when you want to get to the point where you want to be at as fast as possible. I sacrificed sleep, I sacrificed friends, I sacrificed having fun, all to work on my vision and really master my craft. But with that being said, I really hope you guys can take my life story and really learn from it. And you see, I'm not just telling you guys how I went from making minimum wage to now making $60,000+ online. I'm telling you guys what it takes to get there. So I really hope during this video, you guys could put yourself in my shoes and really kind of live along my timeline as I described it. Because at the end of the day, there were a ton of learning points and a ton of things that you guys could do that I probably didn't do or that I could do better. And with that being said, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video and you took a lot from it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe, because there's gonna be new videos coming out every single Monday. And I'm trying my absolute best to really push a lot of content, because a lot of people have been telling me to start YouTube for actually a couple years now, but I finally just started. So guys, that pretty much wraps the video. If you guys liked my story on how I went from being a broke high school student to now making $60,000 per month online, and go down and comment what you learned. I want to make my videos very entertaining, but I also want you guys to learn something in each and every video. So go down, comment something that you guys learned or something that was, very unique or interesting in the video. So that being said, I hope you all have a great and amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video.